Love Across Rivals, Episode 1, First Glance. The sun dipped low over the town of Aravale, casting golden hues over the rooftops. The local school was buzzing with excitement for the annual inter-school debate competition. Among the crowd, Maya Deshmukh stood at the edge of the auditorium, her arms crossed, her eyes scanning the stage. She was known for her sharp tongue and fierce loyalty to her family, the Deshmukhs, a name that carried pride and tension in equal measure. Adrian Malhotra, confident and charming, took the stage next. His family, the Malhotras, had long held a grudge against the Deshmukhs due to an old business betrayal that split the town into two silent factions. Maya's eyes narrowed at the sound of his surname. But as he began to speak, his passion, clarity, and poise caught her off guard. She watched him closely, her curiosity growing with every word. His ideas echoed her own thoughts, his passion strangely familiar. Adrian, mid-speech, glanced toward the audience and found her. Their eyes met for a fraction of a second, brief but charged. Maya looked away quickly, annoyed at herself for staring. But something had shifted. Later, as students gathered for refreshments, their paths crossed again near the vending machine. Neither spoke, but the silence crackled with unspoken questions. As Maya left, she couldn't shake the image of him from her mind, not just his face, but his words. For Adrian, it was the same. He'd noticed her fire, the way she didn't look away like the others when he spoke. In that moment, neither knew their lives had taken a turn. A subtle spark had been struck between two hearts raised to hate one another. But sparks, even the smallest ones, can start wildfires. Love Across Rivals. Episode 2, Shared Secrets. The following week, fate stepped in. Maya and Adrian were assigned to work together on a school history project about influential leaders who promoted peace despite conflict. The irony wasn't lost on either of them. Their families would never approve. Maya was reluctant at first, but her curiosity pushed her to accept. They agreed to meet at the public library, neutral territory. Surrounded by shelves of dusty books and soft whispers, they began their work. To her surprise, Adrian wasn't arrogant. He listened, challenged her respectfully, and even made her laugh. It was disarming. She found herself enjoying the conversations, even when they weren't about the project. He too was surprised by Maya's intellect and her quick wit. She was nothing like what his family painted her to be. Slowly, the project became secondary. They started discussing music, literature, life. One day, Maya shared a story from her childhood about her mother's stubborn courage. Adrian shared how his brother used to sneak out to avoid their strict father. They laughed at their shared rebellions. The more they opened up, the more walls broke down. They learned how their family's feud had shaped them, and how tired they both were of carrying a war they didn't start. When Maya went home that evening, her heart felt lighter, fuller. Adrian, too, lay awake thinking of her voice, her honesty. They were walking a thin line, but neither wanted to stop. Love Across Rivals. Episode 3. The Garden Meeting. The school project gave them excuses to meet. But soon, they didn't need one. Maya told Adrian about an abandoned garden near the river, hidden behind old stone walls. It became their secret place. The garden was quiet, overgrown, and beautiful in a wild kind of way. They sat under the shade of a jacaranda tree, speaking of dreams, fears, and what-ifs. No one interrupted. No family feud loomed here. Adrian would bring books, Maya would bring snacks. They'd sit for hours, trading pages and stories. The laughter they shared echoed across the tall grass, unnoticed by the world. One day, it rained unexpectedly. They took shelter under an arched ruin, shivering but happy. Maya, shivering, found warmth in Adrian's jacket. For the first time, his hand brushed against hers and didn't move away. Their eyes met, and something changed, less guarded, more tender. The tension between them was no longer just curiosity, it was becoming something deeper. Maya pulled her hand back quickly, pretending nothing had happened, but the spark was undeniable. That night, as she wrote in her diary, she drew a small heart next to his name. For the first time, she allowed herself to wonder what if they were more than friends. Love Across Rivals. Episode 4. Whispers and Warnings. News travels fast in small towns, and secrets even faster. Maya's cousin Anaya noticed her frequent absences and strange smiles. One evening, after following Maya discreetly, she caught sight of Adrian leaving the garden. Anaya's eyes widened in disbelief. At home, Anaya confronted Maya in hushed tones. "You're playing with fire," she warned. "If Uncle finds out, he'll go mad. You know what the Malhotras did to our family." Maya denied everything, but her eyes betrayed her. That night, whispers started spreading within the Smith household. Nothing solid, just suspicion, enough to make Maya cautious. Meanwhile, Adrian's older brother, Rohan, had begun noticing his frequent disappearances. He followed Adrian once and caught a glimpse of him in the marketplace, standing far too close to Maya. Though Adrian walked away before Rohan could confront him, the seed of suspicion was planted. Rohan didn't speak to their father yet, but he kept watching. Back in the garden, Maya and Adrian felt the tension building. Their sanctuary no longer felt entirely safe, but the pull between them was stronger than fear. "I don't want to stop seeing you," Adrian said quietly. "Neither do I," Maya replied. Love Across Rivals. Episode 5. Hidden Notes and Eventually Caught. Unable to meet as often, Maya and Adrian started writing letters. Carefully folded notes hidden inside the hollow of an old tree trunk in the garden. They'd write about everything: school stress, favorite poems, moments of loneliness, and occasional dreams of a life without their family's hatred. It was old-fashioned, but beautiful. Maya started drawing little hearts and smiley faces in the margins. Adrian began signing his letters with "Yours, A." They found comfort in these words, a silent rebellion against their world. One afternoon, Maya found a letter where Adrian wrote, "I think I'm falling for you, and I'm terrified, but it feels right." She read the words 3 times, then folded the letter to her chest, smiling. But as sweet as it felt, the danger was growing. Anaya became more suspicious. Rohan followed Adrian again. The quiet was beginning to crack. Still, the notes continued, each one a lifeline. It was bound to happen. One late afternoon, Maya slipped into the garden to leave a reply. As she knelt near the tree, placing the folded paper in the hollow, a sharp voice called out behind her. "Who are you writing to?" It was her uncle, Raj Malhotra, stern, cold, and merciless. He had followed her, tipped off by Anaya. Maya's heart dropped. She tried to lie, but he reached into the tree and pulled out the note. His face turned crimson with rage as he read Adrian's name. At the same time, Adrian arrived, unaware of the unfolding disaster. When Raj saw him, he charged. "You think you can corrupt my niece?" Maya jumped between them, pleading, shielding Adrian. "It's not like that. We love each other." That only fueled Raj's fury. He dragged Maya home, screaming that she had brought shame. Adrian, stunned and helpless, could only watch. Later that night, Maya's phone was taken, her windows locked. Adrian's father was informed by Rohan. The Malhotra declared Maya a threat to their son's future. In one day, their entire world collapsed, but even locked apart, their love remained unbroken.
Love Across Rivals, Episode 6, Torn Apart and Defiance. The house was no longer a home for Maya. It was a cage. Her phone was confiscated, and any attempt to leave was met with locked doors or watchful eyes. Her father didn't speak to her. Her mother cried silently. Her uncle, Raj, issued threats laced with tradition and pride. "You'll forget that boy. He is a poison." Across town, Adrian was given a strict curfew and warned not to contact Maya again. His father, furious, claimed Maya was using him to destroy the Malhotras. "She is a Deshmukh. Don't forget what they did to us." But forgetting was impossible. Maya tried to write a letter, but there was no way to send it. Adrian sat by the garden, waiting every day, hoping for a sign that never came. Then one night, Maya snuck into the kitchen and scribbled a message on the back of a grocery receipt. She gave it to a younger cousin, begging her to leave it at the garden tree. Adrian found it 2 days later. "I miss you. I love you. They can't stop what we feel." It wasn't much, but it was enough to make him smile and cry. Adrian didn't care anymore. Rules, warnings, and threats, none of them outweighed how he felt. One afternoon at school, Maya was cornered by a group of students mocking her about her family and the rumors of a scandal with Adrian. They pushed, taunted, and laughed. Before she could respond, Adrian stormed in. He stood between her and the others. "Say another word, and I'll make sure the principal hears everything you've said." The crowd backed off, murmured in shock. Adrian helped Maya up. For a moment, everyone saw them, not as enemies, but as two people who cared deeply for each other. That public moment of defiance became the talk of the town. Their teachers whispered, their parents raged. But Maya and Adrian walked side by side down the hall, heads high. Fear turned into resolve. Later that day, Maya slipped a note into Adrian's hand. "They will never understand us, but I think I'm ready to fight too." Secrets in the Garden, a family's hidden truth and forbidden love. From that day on, every moment together was a risk. They used hidden alleyways, quiet corners in the library, and even messaged through a shared notebook passed between mutual friends. Each second felt like a stolen miracle, but danger was never far. One evening, while Maya was leaving school, she spotted her uncle Raj's car idling near the entrance. Panicked, she ducked behind a bus stop. Across the street, Adrian rode with his bike. Seeing Raj, he quickly signaled Maya to go back inside. It worked, but just barely. Another day, Adrian's brother, Rohan, found a crumpled note from Maya in his backpack. He didn't tell their father yet, but he warned Adrian privately. "You are playing a dangerous game. End it before someone gets hurt." Adrian said nothing, because deep down, he knew this wasn't a game. It was love. Love was worth the danger. It was raining again. Heavy, angry clouds poured over Aravale. Maya, stuck at home, stared out the window, heart aching. She hadn't seen Adrian in days. She wrote him a letter anyway, pages of longing, pain, and memories of the garden. Then she hid it under a loose brick near the old library gate. Adrian found it hours later, soaked but still legible. He read it under the storm, his hands trembling as her words unfolded like poetry. "I miss your eyes. I miss your voice. I miss feeling safe when the world feels like war zone. Moved beyond words, he wrote back immediately. I will wait, no matter how long. I will never stop. The rain couldn't wash away their feelings. In fact, it made them grow. After weeks of secrecy, Maya managed to escape the house by pretending to visit a sick friend. Her heart pounded as she made her way to the garden. Adrian was already there, waiting like always. When their eyes met, all the time and the pain melted away. They ran into each other's arms, clinging tightly, wordless at first. Then came the tears, the kisses and the confessions. I thought I lost you, Maya whispered. You never will, Adrian replied. That afternoon, they didn't talk about danger. They just lay on the grass, hands intertwined, dreaming of what could be. Their love was no longer a fragile secret, it was a vow. Back at the Smith house, Maya's mother, Priya, noticed her daughter's glow, and she recognized it, not from suspicion, but memory. That evening, she pulled Maya aside. When I was your age, I fell in love too, with a Malhotra. Maya's eyes widened. Yes, Priya admitted, before I married your father, I loved Aravale and Malhotra, Adrian's uncle. The revelation shocked Maya. Love between Deshmukh and Malhotra wasn't new. It was tragic, history repeating itself. They tore us apart. Priya whispered, eyes misty. Don't let them do it to you. For the first time, Maya felt like she had an ally. Cross Rivals, Episode 8. The Trap, the escape plan and the confrontation. But the world around them was tightening. Rohan Malhotra discovered the garden spot. He took pictures of Adrian and Maya together, clear and damning proof. He showed them to their father, who erupted in fury. He's disgracing our family. That girl will ruin everything. Meanwhile, Anaya, still bitter, overheard Maya speaking to her mother about Priya's old love. She told Raj, who saw it as a betrayal from within. Plans were made. A family meeting was called, one that would pretend to be a dinner but turn into an ambush. They'd expose Maya, shame her, end it once and for all. But Maya had the feeling something was coming. That night, Maya left a letter for Adrian at the tree. They are planning something. I think they would try to trap us. We need to be careful, maybe even run. Adrian read the note and knew she was right. He texted an old friend in nearby city, someone who owed him a favor. They arranged a place to stay, just in case. For the first time, the idea of running away wasn't just fantasy, it was survival. Maya packed a small bag under her bed. Adrian kept money hidden in a book. Their hearts were heavy, but steady. Because when love becomes a fight, you either flee or you fall. The family dinner was worse than Maya expected. As soon as she walked in, she saw the eyes, cold, judging and waiting. Anaya smiled, cool and victorious. Ras slammed a photo of her and Adrian on the table. Explain this. Maya stood tall. I love him. Shouts exploded. Her father pounded the table. You're a Deshmukh. You do not betray your blood. I'm not betraying anyone, she said. I'm choosing love over hate. At that moment, Priya stood. Then maybe it's time we stop choosing hate. The room fell silent. Maya's heart raised. Her mother had just crossed a line and chosen her. Love Across Rivals, Episode 9. Adrian's Rebellion, a moment of peace and shadows of the past. Meanwhile, the Malhotra house was on fire with rage. Adrian's father tried to take his phone, his bike keys, even his school admission document. You will stay home until this nonsense is over. But Adrian wasn't a child anymore. I'm in love with her. You can't stop that. You are throwing your life away for a girl whose family ruined ours. That is not my war. It never was. With that, Adrian stormed out. He drove to the garden, waiting to hear if Maya was okay. She arrived a few hours later, tears in her eyes. My mom stood up for me. Adrian smiled. Then maybe there is hope. For the next few days, things calmed down just slightly. Maya's father didn't speak to her, but her mother's quiet support became a shield. Adrian's brother, though disapproving, warned him quietly. If you are serious, then fight smart, not with anger. The couple found more stolen moments. At school, the garden, even the rooftop of the local museum. They talked about the future, college, and dreams of living Aravale. For once, peace didn't feel impossible. They even shared their first real kiss under a full moon, soft and trembling. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough to keep them going. Priya sat Maya down and told her everything. The letters, the promises. The day her love story with Arav ended because of Raj's threat. He threatened to ruin Arav's family. Said he'd exposed secrets that could destroy them. Maya was stunned, so he blackmailed him. Yes, I let him. The past suddenly felt alive again. That night, Maya told Adrian everything, and he, in turn, confronted his uncle Arav, who confirmed it all. At the time the truth came out, Adrian said, they were no longer just fighting for themselves, but for all the love lost to hate. Love Across Rivals, Episode 10, The Festival and the Promise. The annual Spring Festival arrived, a celebration that brought the whole town together. For years, the Deshmukhs and the Malhotras avoided each other at the event. But this time, Maya and Adrian made a choice. They arrived together, hand in hand, through the crowd. Gasps echoed, whispers buzzed like bees. Raj looked ready to explode. Adrian's father stormed forward, but Priya stepped between them. No more, she said. Let them be. People watched. Some hugged, some nodded. Maya and Adrian danced under the light, their smiles defiant and radiant. It wasn't approval, but it was a beginning. The night after the festival, Maya and Adrian met at the garden one last time before summer break. They sat by the old tree, fingers intertwined, the scent of flowers in the air. We still have a long way to go, Maya said, but I believe in us. I do too, Adrian replied. This isn't the end. It is the start. They buried their final letters in a small tin box under the tree, a time capsule of everything they'd survived. Then they made a promise. No matter what came next, they'd fight for their love together. As the wind rustled the leaves above, they sealed that promise with a kiss. The end of Season 1. Can't wait for the Season 2. There are 3 seasons in all.